All right. Biosan chi manyawu que chemalea inepo Vanessa Marinho Tapia Teak, inepo Sacramento Po Hoak.
Hewiwai inepo Cesar Catatui, que chemalea que tui inepo Los Angeles Po Hoak. And you're listening to
Yo FM.
Pursuing Ancestral Medicine. Hey, Wyatt, what's going on?
It feels good to say that, huh? It's been too long, Sai.
It's been way too long. Actually, it had to take a snowstorm to get me out of hiding.
I know it's kind of nice that it's this very interesting night with it snowing in LA. You said there's snow on the Hollywood sign. It's
right.
raining, ridiculous rain, and a freeze warning here in Sacramento. And yeah, and you know what? Like, I know a lot of people have been asking, like, what happened to the podcast? What's going on with the podcast? And I'm like, don't they know we're native? We work on Indian time. What is up with that? Like, we should give ourselves some grace. Like, this is actually early for us, I think. Like, we should get waited another year. But no, we're good. I think we're doing good now that we're finally recording for season 2 of the podcast.
That's right. Officially season 2. I'm pretty excited to catch up with the audience and discuss some of the things pretty exciting things that you have been going on. I mean, I already looked up to you before the podcast, but now it's like you are the whole package. Why?
And just so everybody knows, I am still married and with a son. So I don't want nobody sliding in my DMs because Sai keeps bringing up them uncles. And I'm good, y'all. I'm good. Yeah, but I know they're. I got some single friends, so hit me up for them single friends, okay?
Those rest uncles are always armed and ready to, to slide. Oh man. So
we didn't even talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, Sai. What are we going to talk about, like, aside from it being so long since we've recorded?
Well, I think we got some pretty exciting news for our audience. First of all, let's break the news. You have a beautiful baby. Tell us all about it.
Baby. I have a baby. Oh my gosh, he's 10 months old. He is 10 months old and it is going by. It is hard, but I tell people, like, because I have some friends that are either pregnant now or just had their newborns, that we choose our hard. And I chose this. I wanted to be a parent. I wanted so badly to be a mother and to now have my baby after a decade of waiting. We waited a decade. Just given my history with my own health and my mental health, I was really scared about pregnancy and postpartum, what that would look like, and if I could even be capable of being a parent. And you know what? I'm rocking it inside. I have a beautiful baby. He is my light and my joy, and I am just so grateful. I am thankful to God that everything went smoothly, and we're 10 months into it. In a couple months, he'll be a year old. I can't believe it.
Oh, I'm really, really excited about the beautiful family you have. I mean, the baby's so big. I mean, he's like,
he's pancakes.
He's huge.
Yeah.
So how was that experience? I mean, so you have a baby, and not only that, you're a full-time mother, and then you're a full-time kick rear end engineer.
Yes.
So what's up with that? Can you tell us a little bit more about how's it been balancing, being a great mother, but also being a great at your career and doing what you do?
It comes with its difficulties. I am very fortunate. I have a very supportive work environment, a very accommodating boss. And I feel like this whole decade of waiting to even consider pregnancy, I was working a lot on my tools in my toolbox, right? I've always talked to you about tools in our toolbox, so like mental health tools and, being able to be ready to perform at a degree in which I'm able to succeed, but not at a cost of my own well-being, right? And so I feel like I am well equipped to, now that I've done all that work, that internal work, to be able to have a work-life balance that I could not have imagined beforehand. But it took it takes support. It takes, it takes a team. So I have a very supportive partner, my husband Andras, and there are days where I don't want to go to my therapist session. We do a phone call, and I think I've texted you about this. Like, oh, I got a session with Tamika, Dr. Jackson, who's been on the podcast in season 1, and I don't want to go. I've texted you, like, I don't want to do it, but then I'll go, or I'll call her, and I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I needed, just to kind of get centered again, because it is hard, having an infant, and all the challenges we went through with, trying to make sure that I could nurse him and still work and, provide. It's like baby steps, like literal baby steps of like one day at a time. And I feel like a lot of the success I have found is because I have the support. And that's so important. We support each other, when we encourage each other, me, my partner, my family, my friends, my coworkers, so that I know that I'm able to be present for him and still be able to get my job done. But I'm not going to say it's easy being a parent. Like, I think, I kind of wonder, like, oh, wow, like sometimes I wish I was back in school. Like, even though school was super stressful, I'm like, is this, again, we choose our hard, and there is no right or wrong way for doing anything. I think it's just a matter of finding what works best for one's family. And I'm very fortunate that right now, this is what works for our family. And I'm able to still be with my baby.
Oh, that's awesome. And I asked you prior to hitting the record button, I said, what's going to happen if the baby calls for you? And what was it that you tell me?
Andres is pulling his double daddy duty. He's gonna go pick up the baby and carry him for for the remainder of us recording. Because I do admit, like, we do very I don't know what the word is. I've heard the word thrown around called granola, or very crunchy parenting, where we co-sleep. We have a family bed, so we all sleep in the same bed. I nurse him to sleep. Even during the day when I'm working, I do have someone that comes here to take care of him, because I still have to nurse him on demand, and he falls asleep on her. And so he's very like comforted. And I don't do the crying out thing. I don't do the, like, let him learn how to self-soothe. And that's, everybody's different. Like, I hope we don't get comments about this, because everybody's family style is different, and raising their children. This is what we're choosing for us. And especially because we're pretty much one and done. That's what we're thinking. This will be my only baby that I'm thinking, as of right now, I'm content with just the one. And so I want to baby him up. I want to have that time to cuddle and to snuggle, but it does make things kind of inconvenient when I'm trying to get back on the grind and record this with you, when I know that he's gonna wake up screaming, where's mom? Where's mom? But yeah, and that's just pulling double daddy duty, and he can handle it. He's strong, he can do it. Just one night.
It's all that chicha morada he drinks.
It's a chicha morada, yeah, Peruvians.
That's an indigenous Shwara drink, right? From Peru, chicha morada.
Yeah, it's a drink, but it's not an alcoholic. The one you're talking about, that I know you've mentioned, there's an
It's
alcoholic drink where
alcoholic.
the women, that there's a one where the women they ferment the material with their spit.
Uh-huh.
And I forget what it's called, but Andres knows what it's called. But chicha morada is a purple corn drink, but it has a lot of sugar. So he gets all sugared up for that. Yeah.
I was one of my advisors, his name is Clark. He works within Shwara communities, and he was telling me that this drink is also used as I'm probably getting all this wrong, because I have bad memory, but I am pretty sure he said something along the lines that it is also a drink used for like courting rituals.
Oh.
I have to don't quote me on this, but I think you have to well, I'll have to look into it, but I think it also has to do with if the taste of the drink tastes right with the fermentation, like that's the right person for you, something along those lines. I have to go back and check it out, but I think
You just announced to the world you're looking up courting rituals, Sai.
Oh no,
You just went there. That was you. That wasn't me. I didn't bring up anything. You brought.
courting rituals. That's right. That's right. I'm gonna have to clear my search history after tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Why? And also, last time we recorded, I made the mistake of recording to the cloud and not the computer.
And it never came back. We lost it, huh?
Completely gone. But we wanted to take a second to thank the fact that we did receive a sponsorship, right?
We
Why?
we did. We got a scholarship, and I think people know about it and are wondering what the hell happened, because that's when we kind of fell off. It just was so coincidental in that way. But yes, we got the Yoeme, or the Yaqui Creative Scholarship, for in practice work because of the podcast.
Right.
And that was by, and I like saying Selena, but it might be Selena Martinez, was the one who chose us. And we just big Jokoe Utesia to her, because yeah, it was a big deal for us. Like, we celebrated, like we were so happy. We were like, wow, we're getting recognized. This is so great. And also, a part of the scholarship has been set aside because we still have the money, because we haven't been recording. Okay, guys, we didn't spend it. All right, I don't want people thinking that I went around buying all this baby stuff with this money. Okay, I'm an engineer, I'm good. But but yeah, I have set aside part of the scholarship for the Ueme Two Spirit inaugural gathering, which is being planned for sometime later this year. So, and that's already in the works. So I just want people to know that we're very grateful, very excited that we received this recognition, because it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and I think it says a lot in terms of the effort we're putting into it, and the effort we want to put into it. Let me say that the effort we want to put into this is by getting that recognition.
Yeah.
We
Soko Tesia, Inwai Selena, into Juevenaria. So
webinaria, yes.
we want to thank them too. It's the project that Selena runs, and we're just very grateful for even being considered. I mean, I have to be. This is full disclosure. I had nothing to do in us winning this award. First of all, it was done by the merits of you, who you took the initiative. And now I'm considering asking you to do grants for me, because I haven't been winning anything lately, so but no, we're very, very thankful, and we hope that we can continue to make an impact with the audience that has very graciously taken us in and allowed us the opportunity to record and share space with you all. And I another thing why that I, as you all know, in this channel, we also try to reach out and do language and cultural materials. So we're working on and I know this is like an overplayed track on my end, but we're working on bringing classes back to a greater audience. And if it's okay with you, I'm going to steal like a quick second just to advertise some things.
Helly, please. Everyone's waiting to hear about this, because I know we've gotten questions. So please.
So we wanted to advertise and take the opportunity to say that we're working on creating a level 1 and a level 2 Ueme language classes, Yaqui language classes for free, that are going to be providing a coursework. We are at the moment working on developing an app and a website where you can submit your answers, and it's gonna give you a feedback with the actual audio recording of how to properly pronounce the correct answer. And we want to focus on representation when it comes to the voices that we are hearing. So what we mean by that is we want to have an ample selection of people representing us, not just one voice. Typically, in the past, we've gotten my voice in the YouTube, classes,
Mhm.
but this time we want to have, youth. We want to have, matriarchs. We want to have elders. We want to have, young people be able to voice some of these recordings, so we can get like the full gamut, of representation. And that's just one segment to it. The second part is that I'm inviting everyone who wants to partake in these classes, that are going to be hosted both in person and hybrid, is that we are creating this project where we want to, essentially test how effective these classes are. So we want to gather a cohort of individuals who want to devote at least 1 year of their lives, or close to a year of their lives, to learning the language and seeing how the language has, I don't mean to be cheesy with this, but we believe that language is health, both culturally but also ancestrally, and it's part of our podcast. Pursuing ancestral medicine is pursuing the knowledge of our ancestors, which is embedded in the language. So we want to test how effective learning our language, or reconnecting with our ancestral language is. And we're going to be doing so by doing, cortisol testing, and other forms of biomarker testing. So if you're interested, please reach out. We love to have you as part of that project. And we're going to do our best to have as many people as possible. But that's basically an announcement. I'm sorry, I know I took a little
No,
too long.
don't apologize, Sai. This is important work. Okay, I want to make that very clear. This is
Thank
important work,
you.
and this is not only work that will achieve your, in the future, your dissertation and your PhD status. This is work that's going to support a community. This is work that's going to help build community. This is work that's going to help sustain community. So please, no apologies. I think this is incredible, and I look forward to seeing the outpouring of participation and enthusiasm around this work, because who knows where it can lead in the future when people start recognizing not only, like, because like my thing when I was doing my master's was indigenous, like, engineering technology, right? You're into language, which is in a way kind of like a technology. We use it for knowledge and for gaining and for establishment and sustaining each other and encouraging one another. And so to think of it, it's still indigenous ingenuity. So your work, it impresses me, it amazes me, and I don't want to cry, but just when I think about what this can hold for the future in making people realize how important language, not only preservation is, but what's the word? There's a word. And see, this is, even me searching for a word, like I'm struggling searching for a word. There's probably a word for Yoema in this. When it grows, when the growth of language for a community, it's like light, light in the darkness. And who knows what it's going to do for people's mental health, for their physical well-being, for their emotional well-being, for their spiritual well-being, to be able to learn the language in a way where they feel confident in themselves and there's no gatekeepers and they can feel free to express themselves the way they need to. Wow. Sai, this is important stuff. Don't fuck it up.
Thank you. No,
You have to bleep that out. Make you edit it.
no, you know what? We have to leave it there for so actually you have to, I mean, not everybody, but my sister just walked in the door. I'm not wearing any headphones, which is understandable, but have I told you she got into the PhD program at UCLA?
No,
She did.
that's
She did.
amazing.
She did.
Kendra,
Yeah.
congratulations. Oh wait, how do I say it? Alawame, right?
Alewame. Hewi.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. See, the more Yakis getting PhDs. Y'all are beating me. Seriously.
Why?
That makes me want to go
I
back
heard
to
you,
school.
you have to be next.
Maybe when Tabat is a little bit older.
I heard that too.
Oh, no,
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
we're I think and one of the, we didn't really have an agenda in this first episode, but we did want to connect back and circle back with the audience. And the thing that I'm perhaps for our next episode, but I want to invite the audience for them to actually, give us recommendations of what kind of stuff they to re-engage with us, reconnect with us. But I am very excited, and I'm not sure if today's the appropriate day to do so, but I would like to know more about your pathway to being an engineer, and because there's so much. It's so multi-layered, and the whole experience is so embodied in survival and resistance, because
Mhm.
I know very few American Indian engineers. I
Mhm.
know even fewer, Native women who are
Mhm.
engineers. And I know even less UM women engineers. As a matter of fact, you're the only one I know. So it's I think it's an outstanding achievement. Not only that in its own premise, but also the fact that there are, young Native women in our tribe, and just Native women in general that listen to the podcast, who are so interested in going into STEM. And perhaps we can use the opportunity, to so you can tell us all about your experience, the realities, and also, how did you manage to come out of a system that's not designed for us,
No.
individuals, but you came up on top.
Oh,
So
I
what
would
do you
I
think?
would love to get into it, side if we can get my professor, my mentor from college, Tim Ginn, on here to talk about that journey along with us.
Let's do it.
That would be amazing. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's I know he's incredibly busy, but hopefully he's listening. Because I feel like I can't tell the full story without him, at least his input or his point of view, because it did take, I know I was there doing the work, but it did take someone to really not only mentor but sponsor me. I don't know if you saw that I posted on LinkedIn. There was this whole article about mentorship and sponsorship, how there's a difference. And I didn't realize that's what Tim Ginn did. He stood up for me. He stood up for the work I was trying to achieve, when other professors, engineering professors, were like, oh, that's history. That's not engineering. Indigenous engineering technologies or methodologies, that's history. Well, if engineers only knew their history, we wouldn't have a lot of the problems we have now. So there's a benefit to being multifaceted, multidisciplined, to being culturally competent and conscientious. And yeah, I will say, like, I'm up for it. Let's see if we can get Tim on and talk it. Let's talk it through. Let's talk it through.
Let's do it. What do you think?
Yeah,
Maybe episode 2, episode 3, depending when we can get them on
yeah.
board.
Let's see. Let me hit him up, and we'll see. And of course, our recording schedule. We don't have a schedule. I mean, even scheduling this, it was like a little bit spontaneous, but we'll figure it out. We always figure it out.
I'm looking forward to being a little more available this season. I I need to work on it. I think it's something that that I think is going to make me a better individual, to be more on top of things. And I definitely need, I definitely need to be more on top of things with so many things going on. But I certainly have no excuse when I compare myself to you. I mean, you, like I said, you're being a model mother, and then you're being a kick-ass rock star in the engineering, department, and you're also recording. So, and you have all this time. I mean, you manage your time so well that you're always telling me, manage your time skills. And I think after my
We gotta get some background, Sai. So I went on LinkedIn and I noticed that no one had really endorsed Cesar for certain skills. So as an encouragement, let's say that as an encouragement, I endorsed him for time management skills.
which was
It's
kind of
not his mind.
ironic.
It's not his mind. I apologize.
And I promised that day that I ended up calling you to schedule for today. I got a LinkedIn notification, right? And I typically don't open them until like I have nothing else to do or I'm taking a break, just because it takes me down a rabbit hole where I'm scrolling through a form of social media,
Oh yeah.
and it easily takes away 15 to 30 minutes away from my
Oh
time.
yeah.
And I'm just like, that I need it prime time. But before that, true confession, it's true. I was thinking about calling you, or texting you. And then when I was about to, go in and text you, I see the notification was from you. And it says time management skills. And I said, oh no, this is a divine intervention.
That's God right there. That's creator.
Oh man. You would have preached the word to me, I think I would have become a believer that day. Why?
I always say my God has a sense of humor. So however it goes, that's how it flows.
Oh, I like that. And this season we're trying to be like water, right?
Yes, yes. I always tell Sai, it gotta flow like water. If water flows downhill, okay? It goes downhill. Don't try to like resist and try to go uphill and make things hard. Work smarter than harder. That's what flowing like water means. Work smarter, not harder.
I love that. I love that. So why I know we're on this is on a tight schedule, but um is there any final thoughts you got for this first episode?
I still want to call out the people that were hating on us for not recording. Like, I want to know I want names. I want to know so we can like go down the list and be like, come on, don't you know we're native? Don't you know we work on Indian time? What does that mean? Well, that means it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. And it happened. And it happened when there was snow on the Hollywood sign. So that makes this even more of a greater gesture of us recording tonight. Like, it makes it solid. So I don't know. That's just, I want to know who. DM me or Instagram or anything. I want to know what like, I know it was hard us not recording for so long, but for what, actually, if I want to switch it up, for those that gave us grace and patience and time and understanding and compassion in realizing that Sai is a PhD student and I am now a parent. Thank you to those folks that were still rooting for us, still praying for us, still wishing us luck, to get to this point, because that's family. That's family right there. So thank you to those people. But everyone else that was hating on us, whatever. Give my California whatever. There's my whatever.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I also wanted to thank everybody. Why Shukoi Utesia, Into Shukoi Utesia Sime Beshimu. Want to extend my gratitude to everybody who's been a part of our audience, but also people we have in our close vicinity who continue to provide support for us, and especially those who continue to endorse our skills in LinkedIn. So, yeah. Oh, why?
Awesome.
It's been a pleasure, getting to record with you tonight, and I really look forward to our episode 2, and that episode we're gonna record with Tim and yourself. So, until then, it's been my pleasure. Why?
Ito tabi na yan, Sai.
Ito tabi na yung why. Tuwi to karya.
Tuwi to karya.